What is up, you guys? It's been a minute since we've done a longer form video, but I really want to share these revision success stories with you. I'm super excited because if you know me, you know revision for me is that girl. Like, she's the quintessential, like, the it girl of the manifestation community. And so many people have been having revision success stories, and I just really want to share these three. And I also want to invite you over to our Discord where we're actually doing a revision challenge over there. So if you want to learn more about revision, or if you want to hear other people's revision success stories and get the extra help and just, a community, go ahead and go over there and join us over there. We are doing that all of this month, and I will be sharing those success stories at the end of the month as well. But yeah, so a lot of people want to know if you can instantly manifest. And these revision success stories, two of them were instant, about a day. They were instant. And one of them is someone that I've been working with for quite some time that I'm super excited that he has gotten movement and really just understands now what it truly means to be the source of your reality. Now, when it comes to revision, a lot of people are like, well, does it change the past? Does it change what happened? And the thing is, yes and no. So, revision itself, really what it does is it switches you over to the outcome that you desire. So, say that something happened in your life where you just remember it a certain way, and you're like, I don't want to remember it like that anymore. Or let's say that you got a job, you decided to go out for this job and you didn't get the job, but you wanted to revise that you got the job. Now, in one reality, you did not get that job, but there's a whole bunch of other possible realities that you actually got the job. And what happens in the middle, however that happened, we don't need to know how. But the thing is, if you want to revise something and say that you actually got it, then it moves you over. The events that play out from that point on will move you over to your desired end, even if before you were previously rejected. And sometimes it happens instantly, sometimes it takes a little bit of work, and we're going to talk about all of that. So, the first success story I really want to talk to you about, this is someone that I've been working with, and this was our fourth session that we had this past weekend where he has a revision success story. But all of these people are business owners or people who want to welcome more money into their life. So they've been learning about what it really means to manifest more money into their life. And a lot of it has to do with rewriting our money stories, the stories that we grew up with. So that's why I think that this revision story is going to definitely help a lot of people. So my client here is someone who has started his own consulting firm with what he does. And for a while there, he really just didn't feel comfortable asking for money. So his issue was that he didn't want to ask for money in his business. He doesn't know how to ask clients for the amount of money that he truly feels that he is worth. And so when we talked about it in the first session, he really wasn't opening up. But by the second session, he was telling me he has on repeat this money story that he grew up with. So when he was younger, he used to watch his parents struggle and he had to miss out on a whole lot. So the way that he associates money is that he can't have money, or if he has to ask for money, there's a potential that he's not going to be able to get what he wants. He said that when he was younger, he missed prom, he missed a lot of things, and every time he had to ask his parents for money, they were like, no, we can't afford this, or no, we can't do that. So when it comes time for him to start his own consulting firm, which he truly believes in, this is something that he wants to do, but that money story kind of keeps him from being able to ask for money or promote his business or even talk about it. It just brings up a lot of that from the past. So when we talked about revision, I was saying, hey, like, if this is something that's still on your mind and you can't get over it, then you want to start seeing it in a way that you would have preferred it to be. So sometimes that even means rewriting your whole money story of what it means, like when you grew up without money in one reality, but there's a reality where you did grow up with money and then you did get the to go to prom and you got to do all these things, and your parents have always supported you financially and giving you money and all of these things. And for a while there, we had to really work at it because he was kind of coming from that logic, like there's no way that I could actually see it being different. And so we took this one scenario where he actually needed money to go on this trip because he was on the debate team. And this would have been a really good opportunity for him. But his parents, in an old reality, said that they didn't have the money to actually afford to be able to send him to that. But he said that he was going to see that his dad actually said, hey, we actually have the money. Or, of course, we'll support you and we'll give you the money. And so this was the one thing that he really revised. And he just said that he really worked at it for a while. The second session, the third session, we were talking about it. He said that he worked at it for a while. He was like just revising it. But then once he decided to just drop it and just see what happened over that time, was he started getting other little memories. He said he started remembering his life differently. So things that didn't actually happen, or he remembered happen one way, he started remembering them differently. He started remembering that his parents have actually always had really good jobs, and their bosses have been supportive of them, and they've gotten bonuses and things like that. And they've actually been able to go to the movies and go out to family dinners, and he was able to get certain gifts and things like that, even though in another reality that didn't happen. He didn't get any of those things, but he started remembering his whole childhood and the money story around that differently just because he switched that one thing. So he said that he started to allow himself to start affirming from the place of, okay, like, my parents have always supported me. I've always been able to go on my trips when I was younger. And he just really worked at it. And he said he started seeing things differently, getting different memories, and they felt good. And he just allowed himself to experience it, which has also started to help him put his price on his site how he wanted it. So that was the first step. He moved his price back up to the price that he originally wanted to charge for his services. And he said that he really didn't push his business because he knew that his story was one that was dominant. So he really wanted to focus on seeing his parents differently, seeing their success differently. And so what happened was, this past weekend, we had a conversation, and he gets on the phone and he's like, oh my gosh, like, you won't even believe what happened. And I'm like, tell me what happened. So he said that his parents, well, he grew up in Chicago, and his parents, they called him and they were like, hey, are you going to actually be able to come watch the dogs in September? Because we need to buy your plane ticket if you are. And then he was saying that he was confused. He was like, what do you mean? Like, he said, remember, we're going on a vacation to Italy. And he said he remembers when he was younger, he used to see this magnet of Italy on his refrigerator from his parents. Like, they always wanted to go there because I'm assuming that they're Italian and they wanted to go to a trip to Italy. And he always remembered that. But they were saying that they never were able to go because they couldn't afford it at the time. And so he was like, his dad was like, remember, we're going to Italy. Me and your mom are going to Italy. Like, we've talked about this before. We need to know. And how much are you charging us to pretty much like watch the dogs? Like, what should we pay you? What would be a good amount? And he's sitting there and he's saying that he's so confused because he's like, he does not remember that conversation at all. And so they settle it or whatever, and his parents actually decides that they're going to actually pay him a little more than what he said. And he said it was a good opportunity because at first he was going to say, like, no, you don't have to pay me anything. But he said no. He said he decided to allow that experience to be had and to accept the money from his parents because, remember, now he's in a new story where his parents have always supported him, always given him money, always supported his dreams, XYZ. And so now he realizes it differently and comes to find out his parents have been saving money all this time, and they have a pretty good substantial amount of money where they can travel a lot for the rest of their years. Plus, his dad got bonuses that he never knew anything about from his job and all of that. So it just seems like his whole family situation has rerouted. And it was because he was actually seeing himself differently. It was coming from the memories. So he was getting those new memories and he was allowing himself to experience that, which shifted him over to the reality where it had always been that way, where he was always supported in his dreams and supported, and always his parents have taken care of him in the way that he wanted to. And he said that it was just so crazy just how that happened, because he never remembered that. And I said, well, you don't have to remember it, because like now you're in this new reality where things are the way that you actually would have preferred it to be. And so he's working like now through that confidently to start speaking more about his business and all, but he feels more supported. He feels like he was always supported financially. So now he has that reality to actually stand on. And now he feels like he can start to talk about his consulting business more and actually charge what he wants to charge. And I really love that, because I even grew up with a money story that I had to change from my parents. And I know that I get this a lot from a lot of my clients or phone sessions that I have. We all have that dominant money story if we grew up in an unfavorable situation where you didn't have. And instead of trying to change you, sometimes you have to change the story and change your parents and change everything and remember it how you would have preferred it to be. And so it just moved him over time. The more he started getting involved with those other memories and deciding to memorize things a different way and really feed into that story, it moved him over to where his parents have always supported him. And it was just an amazing conversation we had this past weekend, and I'm excited to see how his business will be growing from that, because now he is that new identity of himself. All right, so I love that. And then the second one we have, I will put this one up on the screen because this comes from an email client that I have. She bought one of my email packages, and so we've been working together, and we were 2 emails in, and I think I posted it in the community tab already, but I am going to go ahead and post it up here while I read it with you guys. So yeah, so the email says, I know we're only 2 months in, but I've already gotten movement. I've applied what you said. Before I went to bed, I revised my days as if I was already receiving clients effortlessly. I didn't believe fully, but it felt nice, so I went with it. I woke up to one client booking and I was shocked. I went on about my day super excited, and I went to lunch with my friend. I was so in the moment, just enjoying my life, that when I got in the car, I checked my phone and I got another booking. I didn't have to do anything. I am really grateful for your advice and can't wait to continue. Feeling like that beach. And let me tell you, I really love this one, because this was someone that, she does hair, and so she does braids and all that good stuff. Really talented, but she's really started to go out on her own. And her first step was she decided to get an actual website and allow her clients to book through there instead of always being in control. And so that was her first thing. She released the control, and she said for a month she didn't get any clients booking through the site. But I told her, I said, you know what, if you've always had clients booking, then you really want to just come from the knowing, revising your day as if you've already had the clients. So you're thinking from what happened today. Even if you didn't have clients, there's another reality where you did. So instead of seeing it the way that it's showing you in the 3D, you decide, you choose. So what would you have liked your day to be? Oh, you had clients today, and you see on your books that you have clients tomorrow, and really get into that. And so she really just revised her days like that. Even though she didn't have clients, she was revising that she was actually having clients, even though she didn't. And so she just said that she didn't even fully believe, but she just decided to go with it anyway because it felt nice. She said she didn't give too much, get really too deep into it. She just kind of kept it simple and was like, you know what, that feels good. It would be amazing. And she just went off to sleep like that. And then she woke up pretty much in that new identity where it's showing signs that she's always had the clients. The clients have been booking. And really what it was she was so in the moment, knowing that she was already that identity, that the clients, of course, they're going to just come through because you're living your life knowing that you already are that person, believing that you have already received. So she was moving throughout her day believing that she had already received and she's already that person. So why wouldn't clients show up? You're not looking to try to figure out how they came. You're just seeing things how you prefer to be. prefer them to be. Not from that place where, oh, I don't have clients, it's been a month. Like, no, revise it that you've been having clients every day, and that you see on your books tomorrow you have clients, and then the next day, and then the next day, and you buy into that story more than you buy into what the 3D is showing you. And so I think she just got it because she just was like, you know what, I'm not going to place that much importance on it. I'm just going to allow myself to experience this. And it just happened because she just decided that she already had the clients. So you must be already living as if it's already so, you guys. All right. So you're revising as if it's already been a present fact, not that you're trying to figure out how to make it a present fact. Okay. So you're getting involved with the story as if it's always been something that's been going on. All right. And I really, really love that. And you can go find that in the community tab as well if you want to reread that. And so this last one was really, really, really amazing. And this is from Sammy, the girl that I was telling you about that I met at the park, the dog park. And she had left me a super long email, and I'm actually going to post it in the community tab so that way you guys can actually read it. But there's a place that I want to start reading from so that way we don't keep this video like super long. All right. So the backstory on her, I think I shared with you guys before that she actually hit a record-breaking month in her business, and it was over 10K. And she had hit this goal previously, but ever since she's moved and just kind of going through those things where she just didn't feel that she was like on track to do it again, and she just kind of felt like it was bigger than her even though she had done it previously. So sometimes we just move in and out of states of claiming identities that we're not, but she knew that she could be, but she just kind of felt stressed. And ever since she moved here, I told you guys we met at the park and we talked about a lot of our business, our coaching businesses. And she just was like, we talked about revision, and I sent her my revision video. And ever since then, she had been applying it, and she literally came back with some badass results. Like literally the day before the month was over, she hit her goal, and it was just so amazing. So I'm going to start reading the email from this part, and I will actually put it up in the community tab so you guys can go read the whole thing. But it said, I was doing everything in my power to ignore my ego and not give energy to my negative thoughts, but I was struggling, late night breakdowns, worrying about worst case scenarios. When we met, I knew this was my chance to go all in, and we had that conversation about revision, and I immediately started taking action and applied it to every category of my life and started revising my days before going to sleep each night. Within a couple days, I already started seeing signs. I felt a lot lighter and happier with myself. I had inbound clients of women reaching out to me wanting to start their fitness journey. I met a woman at the coffee shop who came up to me asking if I was a coach and goes, I want to be in your community. Can we book a call for tomorrow? And she signed up the next day. I manifested clients who were not showing up, doing a total 180 and being more present than ever. I got amazing deals and fully furnished my now home. Where I was getting 1 to 2K views on my IG, I had a reel do 8.9K. I felt more aligned with my content than ever. And more importantly, I hit a record-breaking month of over 10,900. I haven't hit 10K since my first time in November 2023. And I literally did it on the last day of the month. I put so many fillers and good energy out on the 29th and 30th, and I heard nothing back yet. And it was $14 away from the record. And I imagined that every woman said yes. And the next day on the 31st and then the 1st, all of them did. Autumn, you have completely changed my life for the better. And it's so crazy to think how I have learned so much in a short period of time just watching your videos and seeing you casually at the park. Thank you so much for being such an inspiration to so many people and being such a fast friend who I feel safe sharing these wins with. I appreciate you more than you know. It's possible, and that coaching with you and getting that one-on-one energy is so powerful. I can't wait to continue using revision and creating my dream reality because I finally believe that I already have it all. And what I love about this is because like she just got on it really quick. She was like, all right, I'm going to revise. She was so intrigued by our conversation of revision and how you can actually shift identities very quickly. And it really was because of what she actually really said. She said, because I finally believe I already have it all. So you're looking from the premise that you're already being that identity, already being that person that it's going to unfold through, that it is unfolding through, that you already are that amazing coach. And of course, you've already hit that goal. And so she stopped trying to figure out how to get the goal, because if you're trying to figure out how, you're claiming the identity of someone who doesn't already have it, that knows they're not going to hit it. So it's about leaving that alone and believing that you have already received it. And then you're moving as if, you're thinking as if she imagined every last one of her clients decided to stay on board and say yes. And she literally did that the day before. She said she just went on about her day and it just sort of happened. It just happened. It came in because she dropped the resistance. And you drop the resistance by already believing that you have it. I'll put this scripture up here where it says that if you pray, you must already believe that you have received it. And that's what it is. It's about being, and then having, and then the doing comes naturally, you guys. A lot of us think it's be, do, and have, but be, do, and have is playing in the middle. But being and then having, and then whatever unfolds through that, whether you do something or not do something, the doing is in you, who you're actually being and what you're having. It's coming from that, it's coming through that. So if you already have the clients, if you already have the clients, for both of these clients who actually have clients as well, if you already have the clients, then you're going to be prompted to do things already that is in line with someone who has the clients. And the things that you don't do, it doesn't matter, because who you're being is the person who already has the clients. So there's nothing that you actually have to do because you've already had the clients, right? And then for my other client who actually changed his money story, it was because he has that memory of being someone who's always been supported, and that he can ask for money easily and effortlessly, and that he has already been supported. He believed that he already had that. So he saw the change quickly in his parents, which actually gave him the courage to still put his consultant prices on his site in the way that he wanted to be compensated. And so we're going to see what comes from that. But I really feel like, you guys, revision, if there's a story on your mind that you just cannot get rid of, like you're like, I take this with me in every reality, wherever I go, start with revision, because it is about changing, but it's also about choosing to see things the way that you desire them to be, by already being the person who has the outcome that you want. So you're switching your identity to already being the person who has what it is that you desire. And it's already been a present fact. It's that you're not trying to figure out how to get there, and you're not trying to figure out what to do. You're just being, and then whatever comes through that will naturally be led. You'll naturally be led. So there's not much that you have to do. So you guys, I'm actually going to leave this video here. It's gotten longer than I expected, but I actually want to still invite you over to our Discord for our revision challenges, and then definitely share your revision success, so that way I can share it for another video and we could talk more about that. And also too, if you would like email coaching or phone session coaching with me, I will leave it down in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, imagination is always on your side. It really is. And I am too. Bye.